Hey everyone, it's Cher and this is Share and Tell. In this video, I'll be giving you 5 reasons why virtual teaching is trash. So stay tuned. Okay, so we already know this virtual teaching, distance learning, remote learning, all the different phrases, whatever you want to call it. This stuff is not it. It is not the business. It's just not it, okay? It's trash. Not trash, but trash, okay? And I'm here to tell you 5 reasons why I feel that way. But you already know I gotta go ahead and grab these glasses, okay? First, let me grab these glasses and we will get started, okay? The first reason why virtual teaching is trash, okay? The technology. Number one, stating the obvious, the technology makes it trash because a lot of us are trying to adjust to like 50,000 programs all at the same time. Google Classroom, Google Meet, Kahoot, iReady, all these different things that are popping up, and we have to get used to all of it all at the same time. You know, parents are struggling, the kids are struggling, the teachers are struggling, administrators, supervisors, everybody's struggling, trying to get all of this all at the same time. And it's been a struggle. It really has. Thankfully, I have youth on my side. I grew up with pretty much all this technology. I'm a millennial. Hey. So I grew up with a lot of this stuff, but I think about some of the people who are not so tech savvy. They're struggling. I'm struggling. So I can imagine some of these people who are less tech savvy, they're struggling as well. It's so challenging, and I feel bad for people. I really, really do. People who don't even know how to turn a device on, who have no idea what a username and a password is. They've never had to use one ever in their lives. It's rough, okay? This technology situation is rough for everybody. At least, with paper and pencil, you get yourself a little binder, everybody writes, take it the old school days. It's not so bad. But when you're dealing with all this technology, it's rough on everybody, okay? Now, the second reason why virtual learning is trash, all right? It's a lot more prep work than when you're teaching in real life, when you're teaching in person. I have to have 3 devices in front of me in order to get any real work done. I have this computer, I have another computer, and then I have my phone in front of me. And I'm about to resurrect some of my other laptops so I could see if I could do a little bit more. That's how much work is required. And then, I care about my kids participating. I care about engagement. I care about them learning. I really do. I think about, okay, how am I going to get these kids to learn? I care. So because I want them to learn, I got to do extra work to get them to learn in this new environment. Now, if I'm just the type of teacher that's just going to show up and just, okay, guys, click the link, the end, bye, I could do that too, but that's not me. That's not who I am at my core. So I would never show up and do something like that. I need my kids to be engaged and to be learning, and I want to see results. I want to see them doing well. I want to see growth. And if you really want to see growth, it's going to take a lot more extra work to get these kids, anywhere, to move anywhere, The prep work is a lot. It's like double or triple prep work now, because for one lesson, I have to sit and figure out like 4 or 5 different websites to use for that one lesson. What videos am I going to use? What program am I going to use? What am I going to use for engagement? It's a lot. It's a whole lot. Okay. Also tracking these kids down, attendance, and who's here, who's not here. Who's turning in assignments, who's not turning in assignments. It's so much more work to track these things. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that into prep too, because that impacts your prepping. If you got a certain amount of kids who aren't doing the assignments, now you gotta sit back and be like, well, dag, am I giving too much work? Is the work too hard? Or they just don't care? That's all I'm rolling it all up into prep. I don't care. I'm rolling it all into prep. It's a lot more work. At least in there in the classroom with you, you could be like, where's your work? You can't leave here until you give me your work. Okay, now they give you your work. Okay, bye. But now, you're chasing them. It's too much. Number 3, more micromanagement. Oh my goodness. This job is already micromanaged. Administrators all in your face, supervisors all in your face, parents all in your face. It's already micromanaged as it is when you're in the building. Now we're online. Oh, forget it. these administrators and supervisors can pop in whenever they want to, whenever they could just pop in, and they'll be sitting there listening to your lesson or whatever, your live and everything like that. They could even put a fake picture and a fake name if they wanted to. I mean, I will hope nobody would do that, but that just shows you, you know, how far it could go with the micromanagement. And, you know, even like parents, they're listening in, and I kind of don't feel 100% comfortable with that, because it's like I feel like somebody's just listening to me just to hear me mess up. Maybe it's my own paranoia and anxiety, but that's how I feel sometimes. And I used to be a nanny, and it was the most awkward thing in the world when a parent was home for the day. It was so awkward. It's like, okay, why are we both here? Like, it's awkward, and you always feel like you're being watched. I'm not even gonna front. Like, when I was a nanny and the parent used to be home, I used to feel like I was being watched. Like, they were trying to see what I was watching, what I was doing. But when the parent wasn't home, I felt carefree. I could do my job. You know what I'm saying? It's just this weird, awkward situation. The micromanagement is so real. It really, really is. They're looking at every little thing. What did you post in your classroom? Everything should be titled this way. Everything should be put this way. Your tab should look like this. Y'all wasn't in my face like this when I was in the actual classroom. You sure weren't. Y'all was in my face, but not this close. You know what I'm saying? This is the part where you need to social distance, 6 feet away from my virtual classroom. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Number 4. You can't help your students as much. I mean, it's just a different experience. You just can't. You know, as much as I want to stay online and help out, and my district gives us office hours, so we're able to have hours where we could just work with the kids. You know, I encourage them to stay on a little bit longer. Hey, can you guys stay on a little bit longer? I would love to help. What are your questions? What are your confusions? They disappear. You have those kids that they already have a rough home life to begin with. Life is already rough to begin with at home. But then when they come to school, at least when they come to school, it's a completely different environment. You know, they can focus a little bit more. They're surrounded by teachers and other staff members who's rooting for them, who's trying to get them to the next level, who want them to do well, right? They're surrounded by that. But then at home, they're just home, and they're surrounded by the craziness at home. You know those kids that you can look at them and tell that they're being neglected, that their home life is rough, something's not right. You know those kids. And now that they're home, it's even more of an impact on them, because they're not leaving the house. They're just there. So whoever wasn't paying attention to them before still ain't paying attention to them now. You know the kids who need a little extra help. You know the kids that might not be getting the support at home, not because the parents don't want to, but because of a language barrier, or like I said earlier about technology. A lot of people are struggling with the technology, or you have parents who work and they can't be home monitoring every little thing. So it's just all around just rough for everybody. Like, I just keep saying that, but that's just what it is. And so, you know, it does frustrate me that I have students who, you know, can't speak English very well. And I know that if they were around other kids every day, the English would be coming like this. They would pick it up every day. I've seen students that didn't speak a word of English when they first came in, but then because they were around their peers so much, they picked it up. Especially elementary school students like I teach, they pick it up ASAP. Now I have kids that are struggling with the language, and I know that if they were actually in school, they would be picking up so much more. And that really breaks my heart. You know, the in-person experience is just, there's nothing that can replace it. There's nothing that can replace it. I mean, we can talk on the phone all day, we can video chat all day, we can, you know, do all these things all day, but that in person, like, we're in the same physical space. There's nothing that replaces that. So, you know, I want to be a help to my students. I want to give them my best, but I got to give them my virtual best. I can't give them my in-person best. And, you know, it does bother me, because I know the students who need the extra push, the extra help, and being in person would help, would make a huge difference. But like I said, this is our situation. We all know what this is, so I don't need to keep repeating myself. But yeah, I wish I could help my students more. But it's another reason why this is trash. Last but not least, the 5th reason why virtual learning is trash: the public's ignorance. Oh my goodness. I am seeing all these comments, or I've been seeing all these comments online about just people just trashing teachers. Oh, what are they doing? They're not even doing anything anyway. We should take back their salary. We should give their salary to the parents, because the parents are the ones really doing the job. The parents are the ones really doing the work. Oh, this is so whack, blah, blah, blah. I'm seeing so many things, and people really think we ain't doing nothing. They really think we ain't doing nothing. They think we just sitting at home, posting assignments, and then just going to sleep. No. Like I said, virtual teaching is so much more work than being in a real life classroom. So much more work. Now, there are some advantages to being at home. I'm not gonna lie. I don't gotta get in my car. I don't have to, drive and look for a parking spot. That's one thing I don't have to worry about. There are little advantages like that, but then there are so many other disadvantages. And just like I mentioned with the kids with the rough home lives, we can only do so much to reach them because we're not in the same physical space with them. So, it's a lot more challenging, and we're still being held to the same standards as if we're in a real life classroom. We're still being held to the same standards as making sure these students show progress, making sure they have their social emotional health taken care of. We're still being held to those same standards, even though the environment and all the things have been flip-flopped upside down and turned up right side up, whatever. Like, even though things are looking wild, we're still being held to the same standards. So, it's just so sad to see the public's ignorance about all of this. And I really hope that the truth about what we do is taken seriously, because I think when you try to explain it to people, it goes right over their head. They still don't get it. You know what I mean? So these are the 5 reasons why virtual teaching is trash. Not just trash, but trash. Okay? So let me know, what's another reason why virtual learning is trash? Or do you feel like it's trash? Do you like it better than actual real life teaching? If you are a parent, how do you feel about virtual learning versus real life in school learning? Let me know in the comments below. And go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate that, so you can help this growing channel. And you already know, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.